when we had instructor college this past weekend, uh, my whole thing, my whole goal for instructor college was to kind of do what Paul Garcia did with those different steps of teaching, but I want to add a couple more. And that was the point of instructor college. I want really everyone to go back with that teaching skill. So they're pre-framing, they're doing follow the leader, they're doing conductor, they're doing black belt practice time, they're doing pad work, or they're doing line drills. So that was the goal. And I just kind of want to kind of explain that because instructor college seemed pretty good this time. I talked to some people who've never been before that were from Jack Lord's school, and they seemed to get quite a bit out of it. In other words, they had drills, they had a plan. So this week, I think they're going to make a difference in their classes and just the experience for the students. So again, kind of think of what I did for instructor college. The whole idea was to be able to master that so everyone's got the 8 steps of teaching. So that's what I want to accomplish by the end. So I knew where I was going. I knew the exact thing I wanted to do. And then I had to decide how to get there. So my problem was, or my program was to have you guys experience it, then us to explain what we did, and then have you guys work in small groups so you can internalize it. So we did some teaching, we did some explanation, and then we set everyone aside to train. So if you're thinking about doing your classes, I have a class plan for today. My class plan for today is, I'm just going to use the instructor college, back fist, reverse punch, kick. I want them to do a flowing combination where they're gaining distance on their opponent. So to be able to do that, what am I going to do for a warm-up? What am I going to do for drills for skills? What I'm going to do for core curriculum? How that's going to fit into a part B of my plan. And then, okay, now I've got to listen. Everyone's going home, knows how to do the progression. They've got it really good. I didn't teach them too much, but I taught them a small thing that was really important, and I gave them a lot of drills getting there. So if I want to teach a back fist, reverse punch, roundhouse kick, I have to think of what I'm going to do for a warm-up. So my warm-up, the hardest part of that whole thing is probably the kick, because people need a lot of training at kicks. So my warm-up would probably be some flexibility. I'm not really huge on doing stretching class, but since we're doing roundhouse kicks, I don't want to pull any muscle. We're probably going to do some stretching. And then I'm going to work alternating hand combinations because they're going to do a back fist reverse punch. So I may do back fist reverse punch. I may do upper block punch, but it's going from front arm to rear arm. And I'm going to throw combinations in that into my warm-up. Then my drills for skills, again, I probably want to work on the roundhouse kick. So what could I do for the roundhouse kick so they're going to get better pretty fast? So one drill I like is doing slow roundhouse kicks. Maybe getting in a right stance forward. We're going to lock arms. One person's going to hold me up for balance. I'm going to chamber my leg and just slowly extend to a round kick. So I'm doing slow motion roundhouse kicks. And then the other person's going to do it. So we may do that 10 or 15 times on the side. But again, I want to make sure with the roundhouse kick is perfect. So when we get back into the drill later on, it's very easy to do the drill. So the drill should just be putting things in order, not teaching any specific mechanics that needs in that drill. Maybe we do where we hold the belt up. So like Dave and I have a belt. Dalton's going to be over there, and Dalton's going to do roundhouse kicks over the belt. So by kicking over the belt, it's teaching him how to chamber, full extension, rechamber. So that's going to be part of my drills for skills. Slow roundhouse kicks, round kicks over a high target. Now, we've done everything, so maybe we're getting into form. So in the form, in elements, there's a form where you turn to the left, you do a block, a punch, and a kick. So now we have the combination we need for the form. So, okay, guys, we're going to do a form. It's going to start off with an upper block. We're going to do a reverse punch, and then we're going to do a kick, and then we're going to advance forward. So it's the same thing that I want to do when I do my law of progression, but it's also part of my form. Then we say, okay, we've done our form today. We've done it both sides. Now let's get the gear on and let's work on some sparring techniques. So sparring technique we're going to do today is you start your attack to your opponent. Your opponent's going to back away. You have to gain distance. So we're going to do back fist. We're going to extend into a punch. We're going to follow with a round kick as the person backs off. So it's the same front hand, rear hand, rear kick as it was in the form, but now we're doing it in sparring. So we camouflage. We start bouncing up and down. We attack back and forth. It's rhythm sparring. I go 1, 2, 3. Dave comes back at me 1, 2, 3. I come back at him 1, 2, 3. And now we're practicing our sparring drills. Then I really like this. I know Sal wasn't there, but Instructor College, Derek did something really cool at the end. He let them do like 5 minutes of black belt practice time. They had a drill that they were practicing, and then he just changed the tempo of the drill and the emotion of the drill by doing music. So he had like 10 songs. And so everyone's practicing. He's playing a song. It's got a slow beat to it, so everyone's practicing kind of slow. And then he just switches to another song. This song's faster. Now everyone gets a little more motivated to practice the same thing. So they did a lot of repetition, but because of the music and because of the emotion of the music, it just got more and more fun to practice. So now we've done a warm-up. We've done a drills for skills. We did our form. We did our sparring. We did our high energy finish. Now we just got to go into the mat trap. So we built a skill by taking it apart, working on the hard things first, making a drill for skill so we perfect the hardest part of the combination, which, it is a roundhouse kick. And so we're doing that slow. We're doing it for target practice. Maybe we're doing it for a high target. And then we show the application. So this is how you do that combination in the form. Then later on, this is how we're doing the combination in sparring. And then, okay, now we're just going to practice with some music, just get some energy, and just really enjoy the whole idea of practicing martial arts. I always like to do that. I say it's like your chance to play martial arts. I know people don't say we don't play martial arts. But if it's always working, if it's always learning, we're kind of missing that fun factor. So that high energy finish where you're really not making any corrections, people are just doing it because they enjoy to train. They've got the music's getting them excited. They're looking at each other and just having a really good time practicing. So again, that's kind of how I plan it out when I'm doing a college. It's kind of the same thing I think you really should do when you start thinking about classes. This way you're not doing 5 or 6 different things in classes. Kids go home. They really haven't got good at anything. They did a lot, but they probably can't remember the 6 things they did. So if you're getting down, we want to accomplish one thing. I want to get them good at this progression. Boom, boom, boom. So we think of different ways to train it, different way to practice it, and then different applications. Any questions on that? Did I kind of go through it too fast, or we got it?
No, I think it's great. And I actually did that last night and I liked it. But here's one thing that I think both of us are concerned about. We normally would cover 5 or 6 techniques. And we watched last night and like maybe in advanced kids where we would for sure, or he would for sure cover 5 or 6 techniques. I did 1. I'm just wondering if kids that are used to doing 5 or 6, are they going to be bored with that? Now, we did it exactly kind of plan. We did it, explained it. We did it right by the 8 steps there. Maybe they didn't even notice that we did the same thing 3 to 4 different ways.
They shouldn't notice because the application, the thought's different. It's like if I did roundhouse kicks today and then we're doing it tomorrow, instead of maybe doing it slow motion, now I'm going to do it with the importance of rotation. So practice the roundhouse kick again, but this time I'm making sure they have the proper rotation. Or I'm trying to challenge it. Okay, guys, we've been doing the roundhouse kick all week. Today, instead of 1 kick, we're going to do 2 kicks, so we're going to double it up. So it's back fist punch, double roundhouse kick. Then they got that pretty good. Okay, now we're doing back fist, reverse punch, low roundhouse kick, high roundhouse kick. So kind of elevate the challenge as the week goes on. I think your students are going to get better, and then you just have to decide, do I elongate my curriculum. So instead of this being a 3-year program, I'm going to stretch it out to 4 years. Is there something I'm going to say for after black belt? So you just have to be able to open it up. But I think getting the quality out of your students is the most important thing. And so it's easy for them. I like it when I know my students are going to go home and they've got it. I don't like it when my students are going to go home and go, these 5 kids really got it. These guys sort of got it. This kid's lost. The kid is lost. He feels like crap. And so.
Yeah, that's it.
I was, okay, 99% of the kids went home and they got it. Perfect. I'm happy with that. And then we talked a long time ago about being able to read body language. I mean, if someone's really into it or someone's bored. If they're bored, it's probably going back to the drawing board. I've got to make this more exciting. Why are they bored? Is it too slow? I'm not challenging them. And then we can, talk about things like that. But I think you get the idea.
Yeah.
You've seen the Elements curriculum.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, not that you have to do the Elements curriculum, but I mean, I think they're good plans. I like the way the videos are in there too, embedded. So.
Yeah, I think it's just something that you got to keep going back and look at it to try and. It's not like you can look at it once and understand it.
Yeah.
It's, changing. Got to look at it. Things like this past weekend help you understand. I get a few aha moments like, oh, I see what we're doing here.
I put that the demonstration with Diego Perez on there on Rainmaker. I was just surprised. And one of those guys, when you watch the video, he's on the far side on the left. He just became an instructor. Diego goes, I never thought I'd want to teach. I go, man, if I had someone with talent like that, he would have been teaching a long time ago. So.
Yeah, they look sharp.
Yeah. So all good. Now I don't know where we'll do our next event. I don't know if I'm trying to think. I said maybe we should just do them in West Palm Beach. And have a real estate investor figure out how everyone can buy a condo or a house down here for an Airbnb or an Airbnb, and then they have it so when we do events, they got their own place and they're making money on their place when they're not coming to instructor college. So, in fact, I have a call out to one of my friends who just bought a small cottage down here, renovated it, and now he's doing an Airbnb. So he gets like $170 a night for it. And it's just a small cottage. It was like a 1,000-foot cottage. So that could be a good project for 2020.
Absolutely.
I did get your message about those calls and recalls for like Derek did. And
yes.
I'll get a list of them. I know I had a list of quite a few when I went to Paul Garcia School. So I've got those. Derek used some that I haven't heard before, so I'll get those from him today, and I'll put a list.
I know we had them, and I don't know if I remember seeing it. I don't know if you had it like on a slide in one of your presentations on a talk.
Yeah, I did.
Somewhere.
Yeah. I've got a good list. I'll just copy and paste, and I'll get Derek's at the same time.
Okay, awesome.
That guy has too much energy, huh?
That's what we went to see.
Yeah. Yeah, he left right after we went to the taco place. I just brought him to the airport, and he was on his way home.
We saw him in the airport.
You saw him in the airport?
At 6 o'clock in the morning.
Really?
Yes.
He must have stayed up all night.
No, where did we see him, Dalton? In Charlotte?
You might have saw him in Charlotte.
Yeah, we saw him in Charlotte. That's where we saw him, in the morning.
He must have slept there all night because his flight, I think, left like around 6, 7 o'clock. And I know because he gets free flights because his wife is a flight attendant.
Oh.
So I know he had to go through Charlotte, and he had first class going up to Charlotte, and he didn't have a ride home yet. So.
Yeah, we saw him. I don't know where he went. Look, I thought you said he was going to Boston or somewhere.
Really?
I don't know.
All right, guys. That's it. That's what I have for today.
Great.
Everyone should be planning their Black Friday and their Cyber Monday specials. So whatever you're going to do, if you're going to do something for your students, you can do something for your prospects. If you're selling a short-term course, like a beginner's martial arts course for 50% off, and this is going out to everyone, make sure you put all those things on profit generators so people can buy them online. Because the whole idea is, you want to be able to complete it online so you can put those links. So I would go from Friday through Monday, because you have Cyber Friday or Cyber Monday and Black Friday. You just connect it all. Decide what products you can sell. If it's going to be the same thing you're doing at the holiday sale, or it's going to be slightly different. With the profit generators, you'd also want to add in a flow. So if someone's buying a new program, after they buy the new program, they should get an email, a little video from you. Welcome. Hey, thanks for joining our program. Next step is for us to get together and schedule your first appointment. During your first appointment, you're going to need some loose fitting, whatever they're going to need. And so a little flow. If you're going to do something like Hyper, now you can do an add-on program. We're going to do Hyper as an add-on. Then when they get their thank you video, you may talk about, when you come to Hyper class, the only thing you need is a t-shirt, pair of shorts. If you want to get the Hyper gear, if you want to get the shorts and the t-shirt, here's a link to buy the shorts and the t-shirt. So now they buy one thing, now you've got a flow doing some type of add-on. So just decide what you want to sell. Make sure you have everything set up as a profit generator so people can do it online. And then again, we're either going to try to make sure they make an appointment, or we're going to make sure that there's some type of upgrade or additional sale to go along with it.
One quick question for the group here. Now this could be my first year with the holiday sale or whatever, and our advertisements are already going out. I've already had somebody come to me who renewed last month, paid in full, and he's pushing me hard to be like, hey, I just paid in full. I didn't know you were going to have this big sale. What are you going to do for me?
I would just do the difference.
Say that again, Sal?
I would just do the difference. Like, that's what I'm doing. Let's say I did the same thing. Someone does paid in full for, let's just say, $1,000, and then I created a holiday sale with a paid in full that includes a few other things. I just give them the difference.
The difference being the other things that they added in. How much are we talking about, Dave?
$1,600. I think 16 something was this one's membership for the year for this child, and I don't know if they knew what our holiday sale was yet. It's just going to be a sale. They didn't get no price yet, right, Dalton?
No.
It's going to be like about $300 off.
Okay. Give them add 2 more months of karate classes to the favor.
He asked for one. I just wanted to know if you guys always say absolutely not, or yes, we'll do something.
Yeah. If it was that close, I would probably try to do some lessons without giving him his money back.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I like him. I like the guy. I like the kid. We like him. So, okay. That's good. Thank you.
All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Too.
Thanks.